Benny and the Halloween Night of Kindness. The air was cool and crisp in whispering woods. Golden leaves danced in the wind, tumbling down from tall oak trees and gathering in soft piles along the forest path. A gentle hum floated through the air. It was Benny the Bear, humming his favorite tune about honey and sunshine as he walked along with his tiny green scarf fluttering behind him. Tonight wasn't just any night. It was Halloween, the most magical night of autumn. The forest had been buzzing with excitement all week. The foxes had carved pumpkins, the squirrels had gathered acorns to share, and the owls had hung glowing lanterns from the trees. The Pumpkin Lantern Festival was about to begin, a night when everyone in the forest came together to celebrate friendship, kindness, and the cozy magic of the season. Benny carried a little woven basket filled with sweet honey treats he had made himself. "One for everyone," he said proudly. He couldn't wait to see the lights, the smiles, and maybe even dance under the stars. As he trotted down the path, he noticed how quiet the forest suddenly became. The wind had stopped, and even the crickets paused their song. Benny slowed down. He murmured, looking around. Then, boo! Benny jumped so high his basket almost fell. He looked around with wide eyes and saw a faint glow rising behind a log. Out floated a tiny ghost no taller than Benny's belly. His glow was gentle like moonlight, and his round face looked worried. "Oh no, I didn't mean to scare you," the little ghost said quickly. Benny blinked, his heart calming down. "That's okay," he said with a giggle. "You just surprised me. I'm Benny. What's your name?" The ghost's eyes brightened. "I'm Willow," he said shyly. "I was trying to find the Pumpkin Lantern Festival, but I got lost. Every time I follow a light, it turns out to be a firefly." Benny chuckled softly. "That's easy to do. Come on, Willow. I'm going to the festival too. We can go together." Willow's glow shimmered happily. "Really? Thank you, Benny." And so the two new friends began their journey through the moonlit woods, a bear and a little ghost walking side by side, one softly padding and the other gently floating. As they traveled, the forest grew even more beautiful. Fireflies blinked between the trees like twinkling stars. They passed a small pond where frogs croaked a sleepy tune and cattails swayed in the breeze. Then they heard a rustling sound. "What's that?" whispered Willow. Benny peeked through the bushes and found a family of hedgehogs struggling to light their tiny pumpkin lanterns. The candles inside kept going out from the breeze. "Oh dear," said Mama Hedgehog, "the wind keeps blowing out our lights." Benny smiled. "Don't worry, I can help." He took out a little jar of sticky honey and dabbed it on the bottom of the candles to keep them steady. Then Willow floated close and gently blew his glowing breath over them, and the candles sparked to life, glowing brighter than ever. "Oh my," said Mama Hedgehog, "they're perfect." Benny grinned. "Happy Halloween!" The hedgehogs waved as Benny and Willow continued on their way, their lanterns glowing behind them like tiny stars in the distance. A little farther along, they heard a faint meow. "Hello," Benny called softly. From behind a pumpkin patch came a tiny black kitten with bright golden eyes and a shiny purple ribbon around her neck. "Are you lost?" Benny asked kindly. The kitten nodded. "I was on my way to the festival, but I chased a moth and now I can't find my way back." Benny knelt down and offered his paw. "You can come with us. I'm Benny, and this is Willow." Willow smiled warmly. The more friends, the merrier. So now there were three: a bear, a ghost, and a kitten, walking under a sky filled with shimmering stars. When they finally reached the clearing, Benny gasped. The Pumpkin Lantern Festival was more magical than he had imagined. Dozens of glowing pumpkins surrounded the meadow, each carved with smiling faces, stars, and hearts. Strings of lights hung between the trees, and the air smelled like apples and cinnamon. Everyone was there: fox, rabbit, owl, deer, hedgehog, and even the little mice. They danced, shared treats, and told gentle ghost stories by the fire. Mayor Owl perched on a branch and hooted proudly. "Welcome, everyone, to our Pumpkin Lantern Festival. Tonight, we celebrate kindness, friendship, and the gentle magic that lives in every heart." Benny and Willow smiled at each other. Together, they hung their special lantern, one they had found and decorated along the way. It glowed extra bright, a warm mix of orange and silver light, as if their two hearts had blended into one soft glow. Then, Benny opened his basket and passed out honey treats to all the forest friends. The sweetness filled the air, and everyone hummed happily. Willow floated up high, letting his glow shine over the clearing, making all the pumpkins twinkle even brighter. The animals clapped and cheered, their faces glowing in the lantern light. Even the stars above seemed to sparkle just a little more brightly. Later, as the music faded and the forest grew quiet again, Benny sat beside Willow and the kitten by the biggest pumpkin. The gentle crackle of the fire and the soft hoot of an owl made the night feel cozy and safe. "Thank you, Benny," Willow said softly. "This was my first Halloween ever. I was scared I'd have to spend it alone." Benny smiled, his eyes heavy with sleep. "You'll never be alone, Willow, not when you have friends." Willow's glow shimmered tenderly. "You're a true friend, Benny." The kitten curled up beside them, purring softly, and Benny yawned. "Happy Halloween, everyone," he whispered as his eyes slowly closed. Willow floated above him, casting a soft glow like a nightlight. The pumpkins flickered gently in the breeze, and the stars blinked their sleepy goodnights. The forest, wrapped in warmth and friendship, fell into peaceful silence. And somewhere, far above the treetops, the moon smiled down on a little bear, a friendly ghost, and a black kitten, 3 friends who learned that the brightest magic on Halloween comes not from pumpkins or lanterns, but from kind hearts that glow in the dark. The end.